All right. We're back.
We are back.
We are all over the place this weekend.
Yeah.
Jeff was in Graham doing Graham things. You were in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Doing Narduzzi things.
Yes.
I was in Lubbock doing
what happened?
I will tell you this. During warm-up, we were on the field, and I nudged my dad, and I saw their offensive line, and I said, this game's going to be won in the trenches. The talent gap. Like, we have very talented players. It's twofold, in my opinion. We have very talented players, but, like, it's Notre Dame. They can get their pick of the litter. Mm-hmm. And then with NLL, they've got the same arsenal Tech probably does. They're playing with, like, $30 million. So everybody was, like, an inch taller, probably 20 pounds heavier.
Mm-hmm.
And then my dad said, he's like, look, on the field, they have $15 million in play on defense and $15 million on offense. We're playing with 4
total.
Wow.
Eight total. So 4 and 4. He's like, if you divide it in half, both sides of the ball, and their running back is an animal.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
They just feed him the ball. He's
up for the Heisman.
He might be one of the best running back talents since Reggie Bush.
Yeah.
I mean, he is just. You just saw him walking on the sideline. You're like, dude, that is a man. Like, it's just, they had all men. And every mistake we made, it was like shoving a wedge with a stick of dynamite in there, and then they just would explode it and just totally take advantage of us. So, and we had some drop passes and some poor calls, but.
Yeah, you can't have mistakes
not
against a team
them.
like that.
No, and we had some, like, pretty severe ones.
Yeah.
Like, and the quarterback was a freshman. He was forcing the ball. I mean, we had a pick 6 very early. It was just so, but we didn't lose 110-10. So
has anyone ever lost 110-10?
I don't think so, but it was a really cool experience, Jeff. Like, you got to saw Pat McAfee from a distance. Aaron Donald, they retired his number. It was cool to see him. Darrell Vivers was on the sidelines. It was pretty.
I'm sure Aaron Donald loved being retired at that drumming.
He vaporized.
Why couldn't he be playing Ball State or something?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but he's like not a huge dude anymore. He's lost a lot of weight. I mean, he's a big guy, but like.
He was never fat, though. He's only like 6'1", but he was like 300 of pure muscle.
Dude, his highlights they were showing all game,
God,
he would just
so good.
Eat humans. Eat them.
He just explodes offensive linemen.
It was wild. There's one highlight, I forget who it was against. He shed the guard, tackled the quarterback and the running back in the same, like, human motion. Like, just double sack. It was incredible. So we needed him that game, but he's really not much bigger than Devin Lemons.
Yeah.
Like, same size.
He's probably not the same height. Devin's probably taller.
He might be.
I think he's only 6'1".
He's not very big. I thought he was like 6'4", just all yoked. But cool experience. By the second quarter, I went into full-blown entertainment mode. So just started mobbing around people.
You're playing on your phone?
Yeah. we had some prospects there. That was one of the main drivers to go up. So just spent a lot of time with them, and but it was fun. So did you kill any birds this weekend?
No, it's not bird season.
You're not doing any ducks?
No duckies?
I just took some long walks and watched college football. Will.
That's good.
Sounds nice.
Sounds relaxing, honestly.
Well, it's week 47. Announcements. I don't really have any.
I feel like the whole market knows we put dividend in the title, so
we kept our pants on. They did it.
Yeah.
We'll see. Now they got
we did take our belt buckle off though. It got a little loose.
Yeah. They said no. Leave it on.
Leave it on.
Well, let's see. The Dow closed out at 47,070, up 17 points. S&P 6729, down 61 points. NASDAQ 22,931, down 462 points. West Texas Intermediate crude, 59.99 a barrel, pretty much unchanged. 5-year closed out at 3.74, and the 10-year closed out at 4.14. SOFR's at 3.95. How about them stocks, Will?
Again, tale of two cities. Only one group was in the big green this week. Healthcare facilities. REIT healthcare facilities was up 2.36%. Real estate services was up 50 bips. REIT residential up about 0.4. Diversified retail, mortgage, industrial was flat pretty much. Everybody else was a big loser. Real estate development, hotel, motel, REIT, office, diversified, specialty were all down 2 to 5%, 2 to 4%. So the things that we all don't need, it looks like we're all kind of in the shitter last week. So like office buildings and motels and hotels and specialty. So yeah, big losses there in the markets.
Then the debt is back to normal levels again. It only went up $29 billion, I guess. No more government shutdown, huh? So I guess that's a
Back
good
to your
thing.
usual federal spending.
Then and Doge did what it does. I listened to that Elon Musk, Joe Rogan one, and yeah, he was like, man, if I could have had free reign, I could have really done some stuff.
Which would have been sick.
Oh man, like,
Okay.
could you imagine the?
Oh, we'd pay all our debt off.
Yeah,
But isn't that the difference between running a small business and a corporation? You know, I mean, these are like laws. You can't just erase laws so they can cut costs.
yeah.
There's a process, you know.
Yeah. I'll argue
I-
that the
it's
process
just-
is not good.
Yeah, I don't think anyone would.
Well, I mean, it's been built up over 250 years. You know,
Yeah.
it might take 50 years to unpeel it, but the problem is the next president will just ramp it back up, probably.
Yeah.
That's right.
2 points on that. One, exactly the point, Jeff. Every 4 years we get a new guy. And that kind of, I think in our opinion, I'm not lobbying for a dictatorship or a communist or anything like that. But like, if you look at Putin, he's been in power since 98, 99. He's had 30 years to get his craft perfect. China has been the same for 50. There's like, they change leaders every 30 years when basically they get killed or they die. And so there's no seesaw.
What's your proposal? Three terms?
I think probably 8 or probably longer terms just to get consistency. I think the consistency.
I don't disagree with that. I mean, can you imagine taking over that and saying, "Hey, in 4 years you've got to fix it"? What?
Well, it's really 2 because the first year you're just like trying to like get a grasp of it. Year 2 and 3, you're like finally maybe acclimated, but halfway through year 3, you have to go back into fundraising mode to win at the end of year 4.
Yeah.
So like you really have 18 months to like get something done.
What's crazy is it feels like Trump's been in there forever, and it's just been since January 20th.
Yeah.
Hadn't even been a year.
Yeah.
Wow. That's true.
I looked at the and then also just in this whole federal spending, I looked at the SNAP benefits. So I was like, what do you need to do to qualify? So I'm a family of 5. You have to make no more than $4,500 a month, which is like nothing. So okay, great. If you have a family of 5 and you only make $4,500, you probably need a little help.
Yeah.
But they give you almost $1,200 a month in groceries.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money. I mean, you just up your income by like 25% tax free.
Yeah.
So it's really probably closer to almost 40.
But what is it? A family of what?
Family of 5.
And you have
to make $4,500 or less.
I mean,
it's poverty.
That's poverty.
It is.
So I mean, I don't have a problem with that.
Neither do I.
I don't know how anybody could make it.
So but I was just wowed by like how much money they actually get.
Yeah.
which, you know, I'm looking at what we spend in a month grocery wise. I'm like, that lines up.
Yeah.
Like to feed 5 people.
Can you get SNAP benefits at Central Market in Highland Park?
Yeah, there's food. They label it by SKUs. It's
Oh.
all SKU driven. So it's
Oh,
whatever
wait.
the SKU is
There's
on the
certain foods you
foods.
can buy.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's probably all tied to certain corporations lobbying to be part of the
Correct.
SNAP benefits.
Yes.
Then it trickles down to the farmers that will produce that kind of food for that kind of food
Yeah.
corporation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So there's a lot of like convoluted inner ties. But I just went on the website, and I guess the federal government will no longer subsidize like soda purchases come 26, candy, like basically junk food, which
Yeah.
is good.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, then all you do is eat M&Ms all damn day and Coke.
Well, I mean, I think that's fair because it's a needs-based program, and
Exactly.
those are wants, not needs.
Correct.
So
So, and then it puts strain on the healthcare system.
yeah,
Everyone's all obese. So I did like 10 minutes of like review, and I'm like, this is going to piss me off. It's just not good.
Well, term of the week, datarrhea. Datarrhea is the debilitating condition of having nothing but shitty data to work with.
Feels like iOS some weeks.
Oh, totally. I thought that was pretty funny. I saw that on Instagram.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay, this isn't a property management moment or an old building reporter moment, but this is my consumer, like protection of the consumer idea. Like when we get into these, I'm currently working a transaction where I'm repping a tenant. The deal was quoted to us as a triple net lease. Which I would say for the majority of my brokerage career, a triple net lease typically meant that, you know, you're paying a base rent plus the operating expenses, which typically include taxes, insurance, any common area maintenance, and some kind of management fee. And then talking about tenant responsibilities and landlord responsibilities, tenant responsibilities were typically everything except the roof, walls, and foundation.
That sounds about right.
Okay. And then an absolute net lease to me is where you got to pay for everything. Hey, if we tear the parking lot up, guess what? You're paying for it. Hey, if we put a new roof on, guess what? You're paying for it. You know? And I almost feel like and that usually comes in the form of an institutional lease.
Mm-hmm.
Some do, some don't. You know, I actually, you know, I was having lunch with David Hicks at East Group, and I was asking him, I go, what do you call? And they, you know, he's like, oh, we don't charge for that stuff. That doesn't seem right. I go, that's kind of what I thought. He goes, we've had people make the case that we're too nice with our leases, you know, but like, you know, I don't know. They've got a good thing going. So, but so I think there should be a push for the tenant as the consumer to be informed when they tour a building that the rate is X, the OpEx are Y, and oh, by the way, if we replace the roof, you're paying for it. Oh, by the way, if we decide to tear the parking lot up and redo it, you're paying for it. I think that needs to be disclosed on tours. And it's not, and it doesn't get disclosed until you get a lease document.
Which could be weeks, sometimes a month or so later.
And then that person has spent all this time locked in on a building. And I speak because I'm negotiating this one, and they're like, hey, if we put a new roof on, you're going to pay it back in 5 years. Wait, what? Like, oh, you're going to pay all the insurance deductibles. Okay. Like, What happens if you put a new roof on and then there's a hail claim? There's like so many of these things that I don't know. I feel like landlords that are going to pass through all. If you are passing through all capital expenditures onto the tenant, then it's an absolute net lease.
Jeff?
So you're, yeah, because, in residential, there's all sorts of disclosures that are stated very early in the transaction. Like when you tour a house, right, there's a seller's disclosure
Right.
there,
Right.
usually. And, but there's nothing like that in commercial.
I think there should be.
Yeah.
I don't disagree, because I think a lot of times as the tenant rep, somehow you get blamed for that, and you're like, hey, I was deceived just as much as you were. And there's so many young agents, that are showing buildings that don't really, no one's really, they're not on the same page as far as these terms. And I don't care how long you've been doing this, you can ask 10 agents the same question about a net lease, and you're probably going to get 3 or 4 different answers.
Exactly.
Yeah. The lease that Jeremy's explicitly commenting on, I read it and I was like, whoa, this is really egregious.
Well, that was just the start of it.
Yeah.
The rest of the lease was absolute unbelievable.
Yeah. But to your point, Jeff, like you have a young man who's never really done this before, you can get in a really tight bind, or young woman, you can get in a bad position really quick.
Well, the other thing too is like, I think people put this in their leases, and they should be required to give you a baseline at the time you lease the building. Oh, hey, by the way, our roof is like got 2 years left and you're signing a 5-year lease. So you better expect in year 3, your OpEx are going up because we're going to put a new roof on.
But you might get people who are like, okay, I'll pay for that. But you got to disclose it all up front. You got to.
You might get, you might get a lot of people that don't tour buildings because of that.
Oh, I would imagine. That one that you're talking about, your client would be like, if he'd known all this, this would never have been an option.
Well, honestly, I think I could have got him over it. It was that we couldn't get past the first page or two. So okay, let's talk about it. One more interesting point then to bring that up. That whole conversation stopped when I had inserted into the lease, because Jeff, you guys just experienced this. I said, hey, I took the language from the NAT card that talks about getting a CO, and if it's not available and everyone is unwilling to spend the money that it takes to get a CO, then they can terminate the lease. Well, they just struck it with zero explanation. And I just so I had to tell my client, so hey, what this means is I told them that in the event you can't get a CO, we would like to be able to terminate. But what they're saying is we don't give a shit if you get a CO or not. You will lease the building for the term whether you can occupy it or not.
Rough.
And I was telling,
which seems fucked up.
It's totally fucked up.
It's not fair.
Like, I go, it's a low probability, but it's fair. It's a fair ask. So, and so I'm talking to their broker, and he's like, oh, I've never lost a deal. I was like, over stuff like, I was like, hey, look, I go, this is just the start of the relationship. So like, how does the rest?
Yeah, but I mean,
go?
that's not true. We probably have, out of 400 or 500 deals a year, I bet you we have at least one a year that explodes on the CO.
I had it happen the other day with a tenant of mine.
Yeah.
He couldn't get his CO in our Plano Road building on a building because they said he was going to have resin in there and it was too flammable and the building wasn't sprinkled.
It happens.
And I just went,
yeah,
right,
I mean,
it's tore up his lease. Like,
I can think of another one. I can think of 2 other deals that happened. One of them, the building I owned, and I knew it was tough. And we signed the lease, and I just told the tenant, I was like, hey, if you can't get a CO, I'll just tear this up.
Yeah. And
that's exactly what happened. And he was like, yeah, I couldn't get it. And I was like, all right, here's your. security deposit back. See you later, bro.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did on this one. Like,
But that's not what most landlords would do.
no.
They would expect damages.
But then we get beat up when we're negotiating our lease on our side, and people don't see all the work and stuff that we put in. And then, hey, if it doesn't birth, we're okay helping you out and getting you out of this. Because I think that comes.
Well, all you're gonna do is end up in a lawsuit.
Correct.
You're gonna end up in a lawsuit, and you're gonna take your property off the market even longer. Like, I think it comes into. I mean, you just got to mitigate downtime at that point if it happens. So
I think on that point though, there's two things. One, you and Jeff have run businesses and have moved people and or yourselves. So you understand as like a business owner the challenges that come up when you're either running an opco or just, hey, I got to move humans. Shit happens. And two, reading comprehension.
Well, so here's right. That I mean, we understand these things, and a lot of times, to their own detriment, a lot of tenants will rely on the real estate broker to provide the lease comments, not an attorney.
Yes.
Which that is now, but to be fair, I don't know that an attorney would argue with the CapEx things because they don't really know what's market.
No, they don't.
But
either they go totally crazy or do very little. It seems like.
Yeah, there's no middle of the road. No. The Jeff, this happened to me with old boy Cyrus that you sold Regal Plaza to. Like, you guys bought the building, I leased a portion of it. You guys redid the parking lot when you bought it as part of your CapEx project. They re-asphalted it. They fixed it up. 2 years later, they sell it to this guy out of California. His first year, and he redoes the parking lot again.
Oh, no.
And he sends me a bill for $60,000 because I was a third of the park.
This is when you were operating. Okay.
And I just told him, I was like, this is ridiculous. That's the other thing, too, is like you have no say. There's no policing the capital expenditure. You're signing up for a bill that you have zero decision-making capability with. So...
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that was a bad case of that is when a certain landlord was acquiring real estate and they decided to repaint every building to their company colors and then pass it through to the tenant.
Yeah. That's your own marketing choice.
That happened once in time. So then we had to really, make people wary of said event like that. But yeah, you really don't have any control.
Yeah. So I almost think it's somewhat of a legal
issue. Are you going
issue.
to Trek? Are you gonna be a Trek watchdog?
I'm thinking about being the people's champ on this one, dog. So I mean,
well, you really kind of have to be.
I mean,
but I think that's where it starts, right? Someone's got to get Trek to finally make commercial real estate a protected class.
Yeah,
a protected group, or something that should have some boundaries on it. So there's very little boundaries.
There's
on
not
real estate.
Right. There's hardly any. So I don't know. I just. I can tell everybody on the other side of this transaction I'm referring to gives zero shits about what's going on. But I'm very concerned for my tenant putting him into this lease. It's owned by a REIT, so there's some asset manager who has zero skin in this game. He's just a robot, The broker on it, he has a REIT as a client, so like, why read anything? They're going to do it all, like,
right.
So, I'm like the only one engaged here. So,
yeah,
and they're just explaining everything away. Like, it doesn't matter. It's not a big deal. We do this all the time.
Yeah.
until you're the one paying the bill.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, sorry about that. Anyways. Masters this year, sweet, bro.
Yeah, like it's it is funny. Tommy brought this up last week when we were in the office at the end of the week. He's like, there should be a totally different test for the commercial real estate licensing too.
Mm-hmm.
It really needs to be separated out, to Jeff's point. Like, and your point, it needs to be its own class.
Yeah. Or an additional licensing for that.
Just the reading comprehension in and of itself. Like tonight, I have to go to the University of Dallas is doing a business school thing, and they wanted a real estate person to come. So one of the questions is like, what can people in the liberal arts do to separate themselves? And like one of the things I wrote out is just reading comprehension.
Yeah.
Like you can read the words, but do you truly understand like what you're reading?
Yeah.
And like you see that a lot with brokers, like just they're moving paper that financially impacts people and legally bounds them to things, and they don't actually understand what they're representing or putting people into or selling.
Well, in all fairness, tenants should probably hire legal counsel.
I don't disagree.
But I do think clients, they kind of lean on you for that first pass.
But in the case that you're talking about, you read it and you were like, "Hey, I fully comprehend what's going on here. You need to engage an attorney at this point.
You need to be aware.
You need to be aware of these things."
But what I did, it was so messed up. I sent it back to them. I said, "We got to get over like all of this before I even spend money on an attorney with this."
Yeah,
or ask my client to.
But you comprehended what you were reading.
But at a minimum, you should be able to read the lease and compare it to the LOI and all that. And I think what got me so good at it, Jeff, was the 50-point lease checklist we had. I would always just get it out and go through it every time. You know, every lease I read for like the first 100 leases was done with a checklist.
Well, the thing I would say about the checklist is it's usually not what's in the lease that's scary. It's what's not in the lease.
Yeah.
Like the absence of the CO.
Yes.
Because a lot of people, they just have no idea what needs to be in there.
Yeah.
At all. And, things like that, a landlord, they kind of know to take out because they're like, well, I've run into this problem. I mean, why do they not have that? It's because it was an issue.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It wasn't because it was an issue. It was because, it was because it wasn't an issue. But, I think I think if there's ever going to be change, it's got to start with Trek.
Yeah. People's champ.
Yeah, it's tough. Disclosures.
Well, anyways.
Or like SIOR could bust some standards.
Oh, well,
but not everybody's SIOR.
Well, back to announcements. We got a new SIOR in the room. Jeff Mercer, everyone. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
after 30 years.
I was going to say 30 years in the making.
I'm pretty close. I should have it this month.
Is it just paperwork at this point for you?
I just got to watch. I got to do a 90-minute course. I got signed up for it yesterday. Good to go. So get it done this week.
Yeah, like morals. I think it's called morals or ethics.
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 So, well, enough about real estate. How about some college football? A little rough week, huh, Jay Murray?
Yes.
A little rough.
Oh, man. Did not go my way.
So
I guess I was due.
Well, South Carolina played out for you. I didn't tell anybody this, but when we were doing this last week, I was like, I was sitting there making the bet, and out of pure Aggie hate, I took a money line bet on South Carolina. Because it was plus 800, and I was like, I was watching, I was like, come on! They just blew it, man.
Man, at halftime, you were popping.
Yeah. I knew, though. I was like, the depth is coming out second half. How about that state trooper?
I was going to bring that up.
Oh, my gosh. What an Aggie move.
Yes.
What an Aggie move.
Yes. That dude went there. He's pissed off because they're winning 20-3.
Yeah.
That kid pulls his hammy or whatever. jogging it off, and then he just lays a cold shoulder and
He laid it in the other kid too.
Yeah.
He did it on both of them.
not cool.
Like, why did he have to walk up there right at that point? Like, why would that was so intentional.
How about this? What does that guy do in private? He's got cameras all over him there.
Yeah.
What kind of human is that?
Yeah.
We need a human review.
That's a good point.
Well, they did send him home during the game.
Yeah.
Good.
I mean, is that assault?
I hope he gets fired.
He should get fired. I think it's assault.
He should get fired.
Yeah.
Well, the Aggies won and kept their undefeated dream season alive. But I do have some Aggie stats for you real quick I wanted to just throw out. Number 3, Texas A&M has beaten Auburn by one score. They're 1-6. Auburn's 1-6 in the SEC. Mississippi State, by one score, they've beaten Auburn and Mississippi State. Florida. Auburn, Mississippi State, and Florida. Sorry. They've only beaten those teams by one score. Auburn is 1-6 in the SEC. Mississippi State is 1-5 in the SEC. Florida is 2-4 in the SEC. They beat Arkansas by 3 points. They beat LSU by 3 points. They beat Missouri by 3 points, and they beat South Carolina by 3 points. Arkansas is 0-5 in the SEC. LSU is 2-4 in the SEC. Missouri is 2-3 in the SEC, and South Carolina is 1-7 in the SEC. I was just hoping that they would lose to South Carolina, turn around and lose to Texas, and just
Wither away.
fall their way right out of the college football playoff picture. But didn't happen. So they're probably in. But Texas, not so bueno. I loaded up on them dogs for that game.
Oh, that was a good bet.
Yeah.
That was that.
But I took TCU against BYU, and that was a throttling. Ugh.
Got that one way wrong. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
I was really upset on that one. Hey, what's
Makes
Texas?
you feel good about the Tech win.
Yeah.
Hammer time.
They're pretty good, man. They ain't no joke. Jacob Rodriguez, man, that guy he's special.
Beast mode.
Yeah.
He's the thing about his Heisman Trophy run is he's got such a good story with his wife being a helicopter pilot. I mean, it plays the narrative so perfectly.
Yeah. Did you see how we put him in at quarterback and let him score?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we put him in at quarterback and let him score. Then after the game, Joey McGuire was with him. He goes, all y'all want to do is put quarterbacks in for Heisman. So we put him in one play and he scores. So how's that?
That's great.
Yeah. Then we got down there again, and the whole we were on the goal line, and the whole crowd starts chanting J-Rod. They didn't put him back in. I wish they would have, but
that would have been actually sick if he scored twice at a position he hasn't played in 2 years,
it's
3 years.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think there's a strong case for him to be in the. I mean, he had another pick, They said he only had 9 tackles, but God, I swear they called his name every play.
They maybe he should seriously be somewhat of a wildcat running back for y'all.
How many years of eligibility?
He's talented.
He's senior.
He's senior.
Yeah.
Okay, that's sad. All right.
He was gonna go. He had a draft grade to go to the draft last year, but they paid him to stay and improve his draft grade. It's probably gonna work. He's probably gonna make a lot more money now by staying.
Yeah.
Does he go from round 5 to round 2? Maybe a first round pick.
He might be a first round pick.
Yeah. If he wins the Heisman, he's locked up in round 1 for sure.
I would think so.
You'd hope.
So, I mean, he's got to win the Butkus Award, right? So,
yeah, I don't know of another name out there that would win it.
The other names for Heisman, I guess Indiana quarterback is up there, but
dude, the Notre Dame running back, that kid's an animal.
That kid's in the discussion for sure.
I think J-Rod and him probably take it all away. I think you guys at Tech should play Notre Dame, and that should decide who wins the Heisman. Because if they play Notre Dame and Tech shuts down the run, and that guy rushes cumulatively yardage around 100 yards or less than, I mean, that just tells you everything you need to know. I mean, the guy at Notre Dame's averaging, 130 yards a week?
Mm-hmm.
If you can catch him sub 100 and y'all play him in that, it's just data.
Yeah.
And it's good data.
Yeah. No, it'd be interesting. We got a bye this week, so bye, and then we play West Virginia. So
you'll stomp them.
I think we're automatic into the Big 12 championship now, but
who would they play? Who's the team?
I guess BYU.
Yeah. Rematch.
Yeah. I mean, that'll be a game. I think it'll be a good game. It's tough to beat a team twice. So.
It really is. I hate the rematch because it is tough. All right. Well, hopefully this week's better. I've got Missouri plus. They're not favored. I wrote that down wrong.
Yeah.
I've got Missouri plus 9.5 versus OU. I think OU wins, but I think Missouri does enough to cover there.
Got it.
They played well last week against Mississippi State. So, I like USC and the points. Again, I think Oregon's going to win, but I think USC is going to do enough to cover 10.5.
Yep.
So USC plus 10.5. Texas, Arkansas. Texas just scares me. I don't know how to bet them.
It's different every week.
It is. So I'm going to take the under 56.5. I'm not sure how many points Arkansas can score. I'm not sure how many points Texas can score.
Yeah.
So give me the under. Oh man, Vanderbilt. I've been on them all year. I'm gonna finish strong with them, but this is gonna be a close one. Minus 10.5 versus Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
Kentucky's playing pretty well down the stretch, but I'm gonna take the Commodores.
I mean, Texas barely beat Kentucky, right?
Yeah. That's a big line.
Yeah.
But I'm going to take it. Love this bet. This is a double play for me. Tennessee minus 3.5 versus Florida. I just think one team has so much to play for and another team has nothing to play for.
Man, Florida is just – they're in the gutter right now.
Yeah, and they're not making a bowl. I don't know what gets them up in the morning. I like California minus 2.5 for Stanford.
That's just the battle of fail. Man, those two programs have really fallen off.
They have. California has the hope of they've got a true freshman quarterback that's playing really well. And I don't have any storyline for Stanford other than they just kind of suck.
Yeah.
Yeah, California, they beat Louisville last time they played. So that's not a bad win.
Yeah, that's a good win.
Good win. I don't know. Stanford's 3-7. Went back and forth on this one a lot, but I had to bet it. I think superior talent. North Texas has it, and Rice doesn't. And Rice plays really bad against good talent. So they need to play someone as horribly mediocre as they are. So I'm going to take North Texas minus 17.5.
Man, what a season for them. They're ranked first time, like in a long time. They're
yeah.
What's unfortunate is Eric Morris will probably get picked up with all the coaching vacancies somewhere else.
Oh yeah.
They're going to have a hard. They're always going to be until they get some alumni that's made a bunch of money that wants to
throw down.
Yeah, this line has already moved up since this morning. It's at 18.5 now.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at.
So it moved in the last hour. So feeling good about that.
Yeah.
I think the UCLA party that was held in the middle of the season is over. I think Washington stomps them. Washington minus 10.5. UCLA turns into the garbage they were to start the season. BYU continues to be underrated. I'm going to take BYU minus 1.5 for Cincy, basically a pick 'em.
Cincinnati's pretty good this year, though.
No, they are. They are good. And BYU has to go there.
This is probably the winner of this game is probably in the Big 12 championship.
Yeah.
Cincinnati screwed up and lost last week, though. But, yeah.
Yeah, Cincinnati's pretty good. But, they lost to Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
Close game. Give me BYU. Soak it out, baby.
Soak it out.
And then I'm going to take the SMU Ponies minus 3.5 versus Louisville. The final home game for the Ponies this season.
Yeah.
I want to give a shout out to SMU men's soccer. Our family friend Enzo Pinozzo. They won the ACC championship this weekend.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's. I think it's the first time they've ever done that.
So what's next? They got a tournament to go play in for national championship?
Yeah, they have a national tournament. Yeah. Cool. They've made the tournament several times, but they've never won. The ACC is the best men's soccer conference in the nation. So that was really significant for them to win that.
You know what's crazy is like in the South, there's really not any men's soccer teams.
No.
They're all women's soccer teams. Mm-hmm. But most of the soccer teams on the Northeast. So
yeah.
Well, the way SMU got it is that's because of Title IX. Mm-hmm. So soccer offset football for Title IX.
Mm-hmm.
But SMU either didn't have or got rid of their baseball program. They don't have baseball.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And further color on that is Clark Hunt, the Chiefs owner.
Yep.
He was a soccer player at SMU and obviously had some influence on getting those decisions.
Yeah. Also owns FC Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's a big soccer guy.
Yeah.
So he's usually there at most games.
That's cool.
So I need to ask him about a GP-LP deal for you, Jeremy.
See if he wants a JV.
You know who I met in the terminal leaving? John Gruden.
Oh, you met him?
Yeah.
Wow.
We talked for probably about 5 minutes.
Really?
Really cool dude. Super approachable. He turned around. He's much smaller than I thought he would be. He's smaller than me.
Really?
And I saw him and I was like, John. And he turned around and he said, hey, what's up? And I introduced myself and we talked for a little bit. But he knows the Rendas.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He's a super big fan. He's close with Pat, Pat Narduzzi. And so we just talked for a little bit. He was like, man, I love Rudy's kid. He's a great guy.
Yeah.
He's like special family, but really approachable human being. Solid dude. I can't remember what happened with him in the Raiders. Was it something with
like
the
an
emails?
email. It was like an email.
Yeah.
It was like when they were witch hunting people all the time.
Yeah, he seemed like a stand-up guy, but worn like a leather pad. He's just got a lot of miles on him.
Yeah.
So
I bet.
Nice guy though. Like really Really, really awesome dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the receivers coach at Pittsburgh in '91. Will.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, he was all decked out in pit gear.
That's cool.
Hmm.
Well, on to news. Ross Perot Jr. unveils $10 billion city within a city in Denton. A community slated to add 6,000 single-family homes and an H-E-B grocery store. So
Wow. Alliance 2.0.
I mean, where are these people going to work?
I have that answer for you,
Oh,
actually.
you do?
Maybe,
Okay, good.
maybe.
Ross Perot Jr.'s firm Hillwood unveiled a $10 billion landmark, 3,200-acre master-planned city within a city in Denton. The community is planned to include 6,000 single-family homes, 3,000 apartments, and Denton's first H-E-B in its 900 acres of commercial space. Landmark is expected to add 25,000 residents to Denton and features 1,100 acres of parkland and 3 Denton ISD schools. Golly, how long does this take to do all this? Let's see. It's the best product we've done, Perot said. The land is on the historic Hunter Ranch, has been held by the Perot family since 1987, and is being activated as Hillwood's first combined residential mixed-use development of this magnitude. That's like they've owned this since 1987, and now they're just putting it into production. How wild is that?
He made a comment on another article that he basically admitted. He's like, hold on, let me read this to you. Mike Berry and I, not sure what Mike Berry and I'm not sure we quite saw what would happen about 35 to 37 years ago when we started down this road to build Alliance. Perot said, I'm not sure anybody can see what happened. You think back when we bought Landmark, you had about 3 million people living in this region, but now we have 8 million. 5 million people showed up, and I didn't think we'd have that kind of growth. No one thought we'd have that kind of growth.
So where's everybody going to work?
Irving.
Why are they going to Irving?
So Irving touts, this is kind of following up. Irving touts dozens of economic development wins, $572 million in investment from corporations relocating. More traffic. Irving secured 51 economic development wins, total $572 million investments from outside cities. The city attracted 10 corporate headquarters and 5,100 new jobs. Huge campuses that once housed HQs of Pioneer Natural Resources, ExxonMobil, still remain empty, though.
Yeah, I got some campuses over there.
Yeah. So I guess they've been working on stuff from 24 to 25. Some of these are starting to kind of getting tied out. But the biggest win was 19 of the wins represented companies retained in the community. So like it's a little skewed, while the remaining 32 were recruited by the city. According to Irving's EDC's annual report, QTS Realty Trust had the largest square footage of the companies brought to the city. The Kansas-based data center company leased about 1.4 million feet and plans to invest $461 million in Irving. Raytheon secured.
So Irving's going to be a data center?
I guess that. So, you know, the east side of Cistercian, if you're on 114. So if you're going on 114, you have the University of Dallas on your left, you got all this raw land. They're putting in like almost 1 million feet of data centers right behind Cistercian. The University of Dallas owned that land. I think they did something with Provident. So I guess Raytheon secured another 500,000 feet in the city. And then Cloudneums is another AI data center. They kept Nissan North America. And then Wells Fargo opened 1 million feet of office campus in Las Colinas.
Well, that should be good tax revenues. They need it.
So maybe it's Irving. I don't know. But that just seems where a lot of jobs are getting pushed in.
But they're data centers. There's like 10 people that work there.
Yeah. I just think of like what they're doing on Landmark. Like, how do you move from Denton to North Fort Worth? 35's a hot mess.
Man, we were in Bentonville on Thursday, and it was like, this feels a lot nicer. This kind of pressure.
Yeah. So it's kind of the same thing that goes on.
Where is Landmark? What do they call Landmark? Where is that?
Well, that's what this is. I don't know where it's at. I guess it's on this ranch, right? That's what they're calling this. Landmark is a city within a city. It's the historic Hunter Ranch. Let me see.
Robinson Ranch Road in I-35W.
Looks like it's on the southeast side of 35. Hunter's Ridge Ranch. They own all this, though. They own all this land up the freeway from... Oh, wait, is this north? Oh, is this just south of Gainesville? The other side of Ray Roberts Lake? Oh, those people are going...
Man, we just refuse in North Texas to get denser. We're just spreading further.
Yeah.
Why not, though?
We got rid of Dart. We're going to get rid of Dart. We're going to live in Oklahoma and drive to work each day.
Yeah. Well,
just kind of painful.
Yes.
Well,
spend 30 of your life in your car.
We were joking about all the office development on 121 and DNT super far north. Like, please move your corporations from south of George Bush or George Bush up to there because the traffic is insufferable.
Yeah.
Like, spread it out a little bit.
Yeah. So, well, that's all I got this week.
All right, guys. Have a great week.
All right. You
See
too.
ya.
See ya.
See ya.